We looked at building relationship with our prospects. And so now I'm going to share with you the conversation framework that you can use to build that relationship with your prospects. If you were invited to a movie by a complete stranger, would you accept the invitation? Chances are all the red lights would start going off in your head, and you probably start to think, oh, this person doesn't know me. Why are they inviting me out? They cannot be up to any good. And so you might quickly decline the invitation and try to get away from that person as quickly as you possibly can. But what if you were to get an invitation from a very close friend to attend that movie? You're more inclined to accept that invitation, right? The same is true about our prospects. When we create valuable content and we spend the time to converse with these prospects who are partaking of our content, and we help them to see that we're knowledgeable in our field and that we genuinely want to help them, they're more likely to take us up on our offer. So when our clients or our prospects shows interest, they like or they comment on our content, we want to start a conversation with them. So we can ask them, we can introduce ourselves, we can ask them, what is it that you liked about my content? What appealed to you more or most? And we wait for them to give us their reply. Then we can move on to ask them, are you interested in this topic? Or what do you do? What are your goals? And as they share these with you, you want to target their pain points. And so as you target their pain points, you're going to ask them, how is that working out for you? What are you struggling with? And at this point, you want to provide them with some practical information. And then you're going to invite them to tell you more about the struggles that they're going through, the challenges that they're facing. Because you want to understand the ideal outcome that these prospects are seeking. Because once you get to understand the outcome that they want, then it is easy for you to tailor your content so that it addresses these needs and help them to solve these issues. So for example, you could say, I understand. Now in the next 3 months, the next 6 months, where would you like to be with your goals? And again, you're going to provide them with valuable information that can help them to deal with the current situation that they are facing. And then you move on to talk about your offer and how it can help them. And this is where you're going to invite them to learn more about your offer. And then you can, if they show interest in your offer, you can either present your offer there and then if they have the time, or you can arrange for a later date to either give them a phone call or communicate with them based on their preferred choice of communicating. And this is how you use this conversation framework to build a relationship with your prospects. So did you notice that in that framework, you created valuable content? The prospects liked or commented on the content that you created. And after doing that, you start a conversation with that person to find out what it is that they liked about your content. And then you seek to find out what the person's goals are. What are the challenges that they're facing regarding these goals? and you give them practical information as to how they can accomplish that goal. And you ask them, in X amount of time, where would you like to be? What would you like to accomplish? When you do that, you help those who did not have a set plan or a set time frame to accomplish something to now start thinking, oh, in such and such a time, what would I like to accomplish? So you're actually, just by asking that simple question, you're actually helping them to start setting goals so that they can reach the outcome that they want. Because mark you, there are a lot of people who knows they want something, and they know they have to do certain things to get there, but they don't really set it as a goal. They don't really give themselves deadline to get these things done. And when you don't work with deadlines, it makes it so much more difficult to reach your goals. Why? Because when any little thing come up, it is easy to just push your goals aside and focus on that little thing that came up. But when you give yourself a deadline, you know what you're working towards. And so you're going to say, oh, if I don't do this now, then I'm not going to reach my deadline. And so now you give your clients, your prospects, a good opportunity to reach their goals. And then you make your offer that is even going to give them more value, that is going to help them now to reach that goal, make it much easier for them to attain that goal. So spend the time to get to know your clients, build that relationship with them. Make sure you use this conversation framework because it is very effective at building a relationship with your prospects. And when you have a relationship with your prospects and you keep that relationship going even after that person takes up your offer, then you're only strengthening the bonds between you and that client. And you're making them more loyal to you. And you're making it so much more easier for them to go and recommend you to others who need your services. So use this framework and do your very best to show genuine concern for your prospects so that both you and your prospects can reap the results, the good results from your diligence.